All right, let's do this thing, everybody. What's up, YouTube? Ryan back today with another minor league baseball video today. Today we are breaking down Kylie McDaniel, his top 100 prospect list. So far we've done 3 prospect top 100 list breakdowns. Started with Baseball America. You know, I thought their list was pretty solid. A few reaches here and there, but not a lot. It was a pretty safe list in my opinion. Nothing like out of the ordinary. Like nothing is going to make you like pissed off. Keith Law from The Athletic. That was the second one we did. Very pitcher heavy. And honestly, I just didn't enjoy going through that list. I enjoyed it because it was so crazy, but just, I don't know what direction he was going with it. It just didn't make a lot of sense to me. So Kylie McDaniel, I actually broke down his list last year. And it was very draft heavy. So I'm expecting a lot of people or players from this year's draft to be in it. But he has a lot of bold predictions. And I actually enjoy it because I respect Kylie McDaniel. I think he is really good at his job. He's one of those guys that you see during draft day. Like he's sitting on that analyst desk. Like he knows what he's talking about. So I enjoy looking through his top 100 list. Hoping to see a few guys that maybe haven't made other lists so far because I think there have been some misses. So let's do it. Let's jump into it. Where did I put it? Here we go. And I will be interacting with the live stream as we go. What's up, RYDOG? Heck yeah. So I will be interacting a little bit more than past prospect videos just because, you know, this is the third one. Gonna see a lot of the same faces on these lists. So do a little more interactiveness with the stream today. But yeah, all right. I actually haven't looked at any single person on this list. I can't even tell you who the number 1 prospect was. I scrolled all the way to the bottom immediately. So at 100, we have Elly De La Cruz. I'm gonna see if I can zoom this in just a little bit here because I don't like how many ads they have on this thing. So, all right. I don't like this. There we go. This is a little bit better here. All right. Number 100, Elly De La Cruz. So, Elly De La Cruz, he's been popular on the top 100 this year. He has been. He's big. He's O'Neal Cruz, he's comparing him to 6'7". He's a big, lanky kid, though. Like, very similar stature. I don't hate him in the top 100. I mean, I wouldn't have him in my top 100 just because he hasn't really proven himself, but I guess he has like crazy skills. I mean, he had a pretty good first year. He hit 296. Most of his damage being in rookie ball. Did pretty bad, honestly, in low A. So I'm not sold on him yet. He is only 19, though, but at 100, I mean, I can't really get mad at anyone at 100. Johan Rojas. Okay, this is a new name for me. 21 years old, 70 runner, 70 defender. So absolute cannon. Or was it Rojas? I don't know how to say cannon. Just really good defender. Love to see that. Last year, 2021, 263, 329 on base percentage, 747 OPS. Don't love that. Did really well at rookie ball. Did okay at A ball. Hit 240 only. So didn't do good at all actually in low A. And then he played 17 games at high A. He actually did really well there. So maybe it's just a hot spree. Maybe he's actually legit. 6'1", 165. So a lot of muscle to build for sure. Hit 11 home runs though. So like to see that. Yes, thank you, RA. That raffle one was unexpected. That was dope. I appreciate it. 98 Kobe Mayo. So I actually like this one in the 90s. This is the first time Mayo's made it on a top 100 list. And this is what I like about McDaniel is he does, like, I don't want to say reach, but he has some more bold predictions than most people. And Kobe Mayo deserves it, honestly. After 2021, his first professional season, like, he killed it. 319 batting average, 426 on base percentage, 981 OPS. He's only 19 years old, and he played in rookie ball and low A, pretty much split it 50-50. So, no, I like it. I like Kobe Mayo in the top 100, honestly. Very solid. Harry Ford at 97. I'm cool with it. I don't believe he played. Or if he did, it was very minimal. I'm trying to remember. What's up, Matt? How's it going, bro? Dude, the Tigers going to be nasty. They got a disgusting farm system. Yeah, he played 19 games, 291, 400 on base percentage. He did good. He did good in his debut. I'm fine with him in the top 100. I'm cool with it. Gunnar Henderson at 96. I actually like this ranking for Gunnar Henderson. Like, some people have him in the top 50. I'm like, get the heck out of here. Like, no, I like him in the 90s range. Like, he just hasn't done it yet. He showed it a little bit at low A, and then he got brought up to high A, and it was just kind of terrible. So I'm okay with 96 with Gunnar Henderson. 95, Taj Bradley. So this is a popular one as well. He's made it on all 3 now of the top 100 lists I've looked at, and he's an arm 6'2", 190, dominated last year. Absolutely dominated last year. So 103 innings, 123 strikeouts. Love that. 1.83 ERA. So did really well. The only thing I don't like is, I'm not crazy about ranking young pitchers that haven't faced like real competition yet. Like, if high A is the best you've faced, then you're not facing very good competition. Maybe a couple batters on each team. Number 94, DL Hall. I think this is low. I wonder why that is. I know he does have control issues. Best fit as a multi-inning reliever. Okay, I disagree with that. I do think he could be a good reliever, but I think he's definitely good enough to be a starter. Oh, Keith. I'd have to look into him a little bit later. After I go through the top 100, remind me, and I can look into him more. So 93, Matthew Liberatore. I think this is I don't hate it because he wasn't fantastic last year, but it is a little bit low. It's a little bit low here. So Matthew Liberatore, 124 innings last year. So I love the durability. Literally crazy durability last year. 123 strikeouts, so about 1 an inning. And then 4.04 ERA. With his first time at AAA, which honestly I think is pretty good. Because before that in 2019, he went from low A all the way to AAA. They didn't throw him in double A, high A, none of that. They said, you're going to AAA. And I think that's pretty good, to be honest. Like, for that big of a jump, like, that's not bad. I like Liberatore, but I understand dropping him in his rankings. 92, Mark Vientos. I think Vientos is a good bat. I think he's a good player. Again, I don't hate anyone in the 90s. Like, if you're putting someone in the 90s, you're basically just saying they're a good player. So, I'm fine with Mark Vientos there. JJ Bleday, still in the top 100. Honestly, JJ Bleday's not in my top 100 anymore. He's just too old now. Like, he's to that point now where he's like the Joey Bart. Like, he's going to debut at like 25, 26 years old at best. And he just hasn't shown a lot of success. He did well in the fall league. I'll say that. He did play well in the fall league, but last season he was terrible. At Double A, 212, 323 on base percentage, 695 OPS. He just wasn't good. So, I mean, again, 90s is fine. I'm not going to get mad at anyone in the 90s. Geraldo Perdomo in the 90s, at number 90, I should say. I don't hate it. It's fine. Where are the doggos? I don't know where my dog is. My door is open. I'm sure he'll make his way in at some point. I heard him barking not too long ago. But why can't I say this? Geraldo Perdomo. Apparently he made a swing change and did really well after that. But he just kind of struggled last year in AAA and Double A. Well, specifically Double A. 231 with a 708 OPS. Just not good. So, like, pretty much only singles too. It's pretty brutal. But apparently after he made a swing change, did really well. We'll see. 90's fine. 89, Mick Abel. I actually like this ranking. I agree with this ranking. So, what was it? Ty Law, I think it was, or Keith Law had him top 50. I think 50 is really high for Mick Abel because he just didn't do great in his first professional season. Not to say he doesn't have the stuff. Like, he 100% has everything to be in the top 50. Just performance-wise didn't get it done. I like him at 89. All right, Hunter Brown. This is a new name for me. We're getting a couple new names already, and this is why I like Kylie's list a lot. Said Astros, right? So 23 years old, 6'2", 212. 22 years old last year. He pretty much, split time for the most part, pretty much equal time at AA and AAA. Did better at AAA, 3.88 ERA, but nothing crazy. What's his strikeout? He struck out a lot of people at AA, 49 innings, 76 strikeouts, so do like that a lot. Combined for 131 strikeouts and 100 innings, so good K rates. I guess. I like the boldness of it. That's a new name. 87, Michael Busch. I'm cool with it. He's definitely getting up there in age now. Like, he's 24. I think he's being a good player, though, for the Dodgers. I really do. I think he's probably going to play second base, right? Did they really have him as first baseman? I thought he played second base. Yeah, he's kind of a utility guy. First base, second base, left field. What did he play last year? First base, second field. First base, but predominantly played second base. So it's weird that Kylie ranks him as a first baseman. I see him more as a second baseman, where I like him a lot more. At first base, like, I would have him a lot. Like, I'd probably have him out of my top 100 if he was a first baseman. But as a second baseman, I like 87. That's fine by me. I think I had him in my top 50 or just outside of my top 50. I'm trying to remember right now. But he did regress this a little bit at the end of last year. 86, Dylan Dingler. So Dylan Dingler killed it last year for a small amount of time. Start of the season last year, Dylan Dingler was incredible. So this was his first year. He was drafted out of Ohio State. Starts in low A. Plays really good for 3 games. Gets brought up to high A. So plays 32 games at high A. 287, 376 on base percentage, 925 OPS, 8 home runs. Pretty much like at bat with Spencer Torkelson at the time. Like, did really well. Excuse me. Goes up to AA and really struggles, though. And I honestly, I didn't expect this struggle with how well he did at high A. Because I watched a good amount of their games because I watched Spencer Torkelson a lot. He looked really, really good at high A. And then AA just kind of struggled. 202 batting average, 578 OPS. Like, honestly, it was just terrible for 200 at-bats. So it's a bold decision. It's a bold prediction at 86, but I don't love it. Drew Romo. I like Drew Romo a little bit more than Dingler currently just because he's younger. Again, had a really good year last year. This is the highest we've seen Romo ranked so far this season, but seeing what he did last year, like, he had a good year. I'd like to see him walk more, only 19 walks in 79 games. That's pretty much my only criticism for the guy. Other than he's mostly a singles hitter. Did hit 6 home runs, so maybe that can translate, but only 17 doubles. Like, only had a 784 OPS while hitting 314. So a lot of singles in there. Matt Brash. Okay, so I like Matt Brash a lot at 84. He definitely belongs on this list. He's going to probably be a reliever. I don't think he's going to be a starter. I mean, he is currently a starter, but I think he's way better fit to be like a closer. Arguably the best slider in the minor leagues. Like, just look it up. It is so gross. It is such a strong slider. Someone posted it on TikTok, and that's how I found it last year. So disgusting. But last year he did well. We'll focus on AA. 10 starts at AA, 2.13 ERA, 55 innings, 80 strikeouts. So a lot of swing and miss. Like, absolutely love to see those high numbers. And he's had high strikeout numbers his whole time in the minor leagues. So I like Brash here. I like that ranking. There we go, Kylie. All right. 83, Aaron Ashby. I mean, I don't really consider him a prospect anymore, so we're going to skip through him because he's probably going to start on the team this year. And he's had a few starts last year. Good pitcher, though. And I do think Ashby's solid. 82, Jose Miranda. I like Jose Miranda a lot. Absolutely broke out last year. I don't know what it was. I would love to have someone interview him to figure out what change he made to his swing. But he pretty much went from like a pretty average hitter to an elite hitter last year. He hit 344, 400 on base percentage, 973 OPS, 30 home runs. Like, Absolutely killed it last year. He is a little bit older. He's 23, but still not bad. Not bad. Probably going to debut next year. Who knows? Maybe a dark horse for Rookie of the Year. 81 Shea Langoliers. I'm cool with this. I've talked about Langoliers all the time. Best defender in the minor leagues at the catching position. He's going to be in the league for a long time because of that. And he can hit for power. He showed that last year. 80 Mackenzie Gore. I'm cool with this. Again, someone who has regressed. He's still young. He's only 22 years old, but he did regress at the end of that. So let me just pull it up so I don't get my numbers wrong here. So Mackenzie Gore, 22 years old. So dominated in, what was it? 2019, right? Yeah, 2019 right here. 15 starts at high A. Had a 1.02 ERA. Won minor league pitcher of the year in 2019. Had the year off. Well, actually, at the end of that year, he got bumped up to double A and kind of struggled just a little bit. Just had command issues. And then in 2021, drops like just a meh season. It's like very meh. So did good at rookie ball, dominated in rookie ball, but just didn't do great. He did fine in his 2 AA starts, but I don't know. Combined for 12 starts last year, 3.93 ERA, which is fine. 50 innings, 61 strikeouts. Had a lot of walks. 28 walks in 50 innings is not good at all. I don't know. I'm fine with it. I still think Mackenzie Gore has literally everything he needs to be an ace in the major leagues. He just needs to figure it out. And he's still young, to be honest. So he's only 22. I know it seems like he's been in the minors forever now, but he's only 22 for a pitcher that's young. Nick Lodolo at 79. Thank you, Kylie, because Keith Law didn't have him in his prospect list. I don't know how or why, but Nick Lodolo was excluded from the prospect list. I just don't really get how. He just hasn't done anything really wrong since he's been a pro. He didn't do all that great at AAA last year. He got hit up for 3 starts, but like 10 starts at AA, 1.84 ERA. Like, I don't know. I don't know what he has to do better. 13.9 strikeouts per 9 too. Like, thank you, Kylie. I would have him higher than 79, honestly. I think Nick Lodolo is going to be a nasty lefty. Nick Prado at 78 is fine. Hit for a ton of power last year. Former first rounder. I'm cool with it. 77, Quinn Priester. I like this. I like Quinn Priester at 77. Honestly, I might even have him a little bit higher now just because of what he did last season. He absolutely dominated. $20 starts, 3.04 ERA, all at high A. Wish they would run up to double A, but he's not a huge strikeout guy, but he just pitches. He pitches really well. He hits his spots. He has a good fastball, has good off speed. Just very solid pitcher with Quinn Priester. I'm cool with that. Back-to-back Pirates here. So Roansy Contreras, and this is, I mean, he's still a prospect in my mind. I think he had 1 start at the Pirates at the end of last year. Yeah, he had 1 start and didn't give up anything. Only pitched 3 innings, but he dominated last year. He did really well, or at least pretty well, I should say. 13 starts, 2.64 ERA, 58 innings, 82 strikeouts, so a high K rate there. Throws gas, solid off speed. Roansy Contreras, I think, is going to be a dark horse for maybe Rookie of the Year, honestly. Like, I don't know how often a pitcher can win Rookie of the Year, but he's solid. What's up, Nick? How's it going? Welcome, everyone. Welcome. I'm going to be a little more interactive today. So if you have any questions pertaining to the list as we go, please pop them in the chat, and then I'll look at other players afterwards. So at 75, George Valera, I'm cool with that. I'm fine with his ranking there. I'm still young, only 21 years old. I'm pretty sure I have an autograph of his hiding somewhere, like a low-numbered like Leaf autograph or something. But he was solid. He got on base a lot. So last year, 2021, hit 260, 405 on base percentage, 910 OPS, and 19 home runs. So he hit for a lot of power. Batting average wasn't all there, but love the on base percentage. Like 260 is fine if you're getting on base at a 400 rate. Like, that's cool. Walked 66 times in 86 games. Love that. Only struck out 88 times in 86 games. I mean, it's not amazing, but these days it's not bad. I'm cool with that. 74 Colton Cowser. I don't know why people aren't ranking Cowser higher than this. I really don't. I haven't gone through my list with the new draft yet, just because we haven't seen all of them. But he was the best player from the draft from this past, like that played in 2021. He was the best one. He absolutely dominated. Again, college guy playing at rookie ball and A ball, so it is a little different. But 32 games, 375 batting average, 490 on base percentage, 982 OPS, 2 home runs, 8 doubles. Like, dude did a lot of things right. I don't know why people are keeping him in that like 75 range. 73 Gabriel Arias. I think Arias is a good player, and I don't hate 73 either. I agree with most of this list so far, to be honest. Just wait, you're going to get heated. Oh, great. I honestly haven't looked at anything on this list. I scrolled straight to 100, and that's where we started at. Man, I just got back from the gym, and I need water. I think I'm going to die. I'm going to try to survive this. But Arias, 6'1", 217, so a pretty big kid, 21 years old. He did good last year. You know, it's pretty common, you know, for these international prospects to have a pretty solid batting average and just not so great of an on-base percentage. 348's like not bad. They're just aggressive, and that's how they learn over and across seas. And the ones that can learn how to be patient end up being like Juan Soto. So I get it. Hit 13 home runs in 115 games, 802 OPS. Like, he's a solid player. Again, I don't hate it. Joey Bart at 72. I mean, Posey retiring helps him a lot. He's going to get playing time, but I'm kind of over Joey Bart. I don't see him making big enough impact at his age. Peyton Burdick at 71. This is someone that is like always been like a low-key guy for me. I don't think I would have him that high. I wouldn't. 71's high. If he was in like the 90s, I'd be cool with it. Barely breaking the top 100. But this is a push, and this is why I do enjoy this list at times. So Peyton Burdick is a really good athlete. He's gigantic, by the way. Has a crazy amount of power. He just hasn't figured out his bat-to-ball skills. Like 114 games, 146 strikeouts. If he could ever cut that down, it's going to be scary because he gets on base a lot. He walked 79 times last year. So while hitting 224, he had a 367 on base percentage, 823 OPS, 20 doubles, 23 home runs, even stole 9 bags. Like, he's a good athlete. I like Peyton Burdick a lot. I think 71 is a stretch, though. Yeah, like, you're ranking Peyton Burdick just below Nick Gonzalez. I don't agree with that. Nick Gonzalez at 70, I think he's a top 50 guy. Everson Pereira. Okay, this is someone that needs to be in the top 100. I don't know why people are excluding him. I think Kylie's the first one to have him in the top 100, and I don't really get why he's not. Like, he arguably had as good as a year as Volpe last year in the minor leagues. Just didn't play as much. 49 games, 20 home runs in those 49 games. This is actually someone I meant to put in my 5 prospects to buy video, and I forgot to do it as I recorded. I just like completely went blank. Like, he was supposed to be in that video because Everson Pereira, I mean, if you're into sports cards, I figure most of the people on this channel are at this point. He's a good player. 303 batting average, 398 on base percentage, 1084 OPS, and he played at 3 levels, and he did well at all 3 levels. High A, not as crazy with like the batting average stuff, but he still had 1,000 OPS. Hit 259 and a 354 on base percentage, but he had 14 home runs in 27 games at high A. Like, Everson Pereira, he's a special little player for sure. Yes. Thank you. How does every list not have Andy Pages in the top 100? But he has him at 68. Like, thank you. I have Pages in my top 50 because I think I just don't see many other 21-year-olds with as much upside as him as far as power and like actually getting on base. But thank you. Nick Gonzalez very low, first of several. What's up, Gil? Matt Brash, nasty slider. Like him a lot. I don't think he's going to be a starter down the road. He might be, but I think he's going to be a disgusting reliever. Disgusting. Nick says I'm going to get heated. We'll see. All right. But anyways, for anyone that hasn't followed Pages, and this is why I like him so much, it just 400 on base percentage his whole career so far, 3 seasons. Combined 395 on base percentage. And last year he played at high A, so stepped up a level. Stepped up 2 levels actually from his rookie ball. But he hit 265, which is whatever, right? But he had a 394 on base percentage. And I was just saying when I was talking about another player, can't remember now off the top of my head, but if you hit 260, I'm fine with 260 if you have a 400 on base percentage and you hit for power. Dude hit 31 home runs as a 20-year-old. So thank you. Campusano at 67. I'm cool with it. It's just an offensive upsided catcher. I'm not big on Campusano, but I get it. He does have the offense at the catching position that a lot of people do want. Great pronunciation. Dude, I used to pronounce it Andy Pages all the time, and it's not correct, apparently. You think you'd have some, what's it called? Like, oh my gosh. Emphasis on a letter, but nope. 66, Bryson Stott. I'm cool with it. His age, I think, drops him out of the top 50. I agree. So I'm cool with 66 here. I think I had in my top 50 when I made my list last year, but I think his age being 24 does drop him down in the 60s now. He's very good, though. I like that. 65K Cavalli. I'm fine with this. I think K Cavalli's a top 50 guy, though, just because dude throws 100 miles an hour with ease and has great mechanics. Like, he's just a bigger version of Jack Leiter. Led the minor leagues in strikeouts last year. I like it. I like him at 65 there. Curtis Mead. Okay. Did he get traded? Has he always been on the Rangers? Am I thinking someone else? Okay, no. I was thinking of someone else. I was thinking of a Rangers player that just went off last year. I think his name is also Curtis something. Curtis Mead last year, wow, he did really well. He hit 321 with 378 on base percentage, 911 OPS. I haven't seen Curtis Mead, I don't think, on any list so far. And for Kylie to put him at 64, that's really high. I like that. Did well in the fall league. What do you do? So started in low A, killed it in low A, went up to high A. Oh my gosh, stop moving around. Went up to high A, 282 with an 814 OPS, 7 home runs. Like, not bad. Definitely a little regression. I don't know why they put him at AAA, but his time there, he did well. Only 4 games, but he did well. Okay. I don't love it, but I'm like, whatever, you know? Like, he had a good year last year. I wouldn't have him that high, though. Ivan Herrera at 63 is interesting. I agree Herrera's upside is pretty crazy. Just a few questionable rankings. I mean, everyone's list has some questionable rankings, you know? Everyone has their own opinions. But we'll see. I like this list a lot so far. I remember getting heated at his list last year a little bit more because he had so many high draft picks. I think I did it like right after the draft, and he had all the draft picks like higher than all these proven players, and it was like bothering me. But this is what I'm talking about with Ivan Herrera. Dude hit 229 last year, mostly all at AA. 342 on base percentage is great. He walked 60 times in 99 games. Love that. Don't love that. I mean, he didn't even strike out that much, honestly. 99 games, 96 strikeouts. He just didn't hit the ball well. So, had 17 home runs, but only a 746 OPS. Like, I'm more encouraged, actually, seeing that his strikeout numbers are lower. I was expecting to see, like, 99 games, 130 strikeouts. Like, I was expecting a ton of strikeouts, and that does encourage me a little bit on Herrera, but I think it's a little high. Hitting 230, I don't really justify that. I mean, I know a lot of people don't like batting average, but it's not like his on-base percentage is crazy either. It was only 340. Curtis Terry, yes. That is what I was thinking of. Thank you, Brett. Colt Keith was supposed to go to ASU, like Arizona State. Dang it. Should have came. Could have watched him. Yes, Arias was already in the rankings. Arias was at... where was he? Where'd he go? I just talked about him not too long ago. Right here, 73. All right. Where were we? Pages, Stott, Cavalli, Mead, Herrera. All right. Up next, Greg Jones at 62. This is a reach. If he had Greg Jones in the 90s, I would be fine with it. I think Greg Jones does have upside, but he's 23 years old now and just, I mean, he's okay. He's only played at high A for the most part. He played 16 games at double A and was terrible. So I don't like this ranking, actually. Like, if he was in the 90s, I could accept it. I don't even think I'd have it in my top 100, though. Just because he hasn't played against, like, real competition yet for his age. Like, those 16 games at double A was finally like, okay, we're seeing something here. But 23 years old at high A, you're expected to do well, right? I don't love that. Bobby Miller at 61, I like. I mean, Bobby Miller is going to kill my D-backs for the next decade and a half, probably. First round pick in 2020. He did really well. He did really well last year. Pitched a little bit at double A, too. And for the first time in double A, 4.82 is whatever. Only 3 starts. But outside of that, 11 starts at high A, 1.91 ERA. Just solid strikeout rate, 10.7 per 9. I like Bobby Miller at 61 there. Is Noave Marte still in the top 100? Yes, definitely. We haven't come across him yet. I expect him in the top 20. Yeah, they dropped Libator. He dropped Libator a lot. I was pretty surprised, to be honest, because he went from, what was it? He went from like low A to triple A and actually did pretty decent. So I was surprised to see Libator in the 90s. What does this list know that no one else seems to know? LOL. Cole Winn at 60. We'll find out. We'll find out. So far, I actually like this list. There's a couple reaches so far with like a couple of the older guys, but so far, for the most part, I like this list. So Cole Winn, I believe he got Arizona Fall League Pitcher of the Year recently. Actually, no. Who was I thinking of? Thought it was Cole Winn. It was another Rangers pitcher. Maybe it was Hans Kraus. I can't remember. Cole Winn was really good last year. Combined for 2.41 ERA over 21 starts at double A and triple A. Like, he is going to be one of those dudes that is a very good piece on that rotation. The Rangers just keep stacking them on. I'm telling y'all, 3 to 4 years, Texas Rangers is going to be a World Series contender. 59, Ryan Pepiot. He ranked Ryan Pepiot really high last year, too. And after he dropped players like Libator, I don't know why he didn't drop Pepiot. He loves Pepiot for whatever reason. Not to say he can't be good, but he didn't do great last year. Combined for a 4.62 ERA over 22 starts, 100 innings like that, 127 strikeouts, so he can make players miss, 11.3 strikeouts per 9. Good control. I know he has good stuff, but I don't know. He just got hit up this year. He likes him a lot, though. He ranked Pepiot, I believe, in the top 50 last year. I've not looked into James Wood, you guys. I will look into players not on the list after I get through the list. So, I promise. Yeah, I agree with that. If you can't hit a double A, you're probably going to be a platoon guy. I agree. 58, Jackson Jobe. I don't hate it. I think it's a little high just because he hasn't pitched yet. If he would have pitched at all and like shown that slider is going to be a swing and miss pitch at the professional level, he just hasn't. I don't think he's pitched at all. No. So, I mean, 50. I know he has the stuff. His slider, the RPMs on that are like literally top tier in the MLB. That's how fast his slider spins, and he does throw gas, but I don't know, it's a little high compared to some of these other proven guys. Austin Martin at 57, I'm cool with. I think Austin Martin deserves the top 50, to be honest. I don't know why. No, wait. This is fine. Oops. Austin Martin. I mean, he had really good on base percentage last year. I loved it. 414 on base percentage. He went straight to AA. So he played all at AA last year. First time in professional baseball, hitting wood bat. Didn't have a lot of power, which I think is his downside. He didn't show like any power really. 5 home runs and only 18 doubles in 93 games. So not a lot of power, but I mean, that's why he has a low OPS. But getting on base at a 414 slash, thank you. Yes, I like it. I'm cool with that. I think he deserves to be top 50 for doing that in his first season, especially going straight into AA. Just bought a bunch of Hunter Green cards. I like Hunter Green. He figures out his control thing, like he's going to be unhittable. Royce Lewis at 56. I wish Kylie was in this live stream so we could just explain this one. I don't know why I just keep saying this, but whatever. I'm really confused. Royce Lewis can't stay healthy. And I know, I mean, you can't discount his ability, but he really hasn't been that good either. Like in 2019, he hit 236 over an entire season. Like, and this is me as like a partial Twins fan. My mom's from there. I don't get that one at all. I don't get that one at all. Still young, but like he's still got like 2 full years in the minors, if you ask me. Unless he just does absolutely crazy good this year, then maybe next year he can debut at like 23, 24 years old. But I don't know. That's a high ranking. Yuri Perez, this is another popular name that's been on these lists this year so far. This is the highest I think he's been. He's a good arm, though. He did really well. I just don't like that he hasn't really faced any, like 5 starts and high A's, the most he's faced. He's young, though. He's young, but he did well. He has a really good strikeout rate, too. I'm not, again, I've said it a lot. I'm not crazy about ranking these pitchers that haven't really faced real competition yet. Like, if you have nasty stuff, you're probably going to dominate at low A. Like, you just are. Sixto Sanchez at 54. I don't consider Sixto a prospect, and I also don't consider him in the top, like outside of the top 50. I'm going to refresh this so this stops popping up. Apparently, ESPN is like broken right now. Maybe I shouldn't have done it. Yeah, Royce is only 22. I agree. He's still 22, but that's weird. Weird to me. Okay, whatever. I guess we're going to keep pressing wait. This is weird. Can we just get a nice refresh? Let me try reopening it real quick. Where is it? I gotta scroll fast so we don't see anything. All right. Cool. Where were we? Jackson Jobe, Austin Martin, Royce Lewis, Yuri Perez. Our Sixto, I don't really consider him a prospect anymore, and I think he's disgusting. So Sixto is one of my favorite arms. What the freak? You know, I respect Kylie for his bold stuff sometimes, but this one's bad. This is bad. Top 50, almost top 50 for Paguero. What is your motivation for this? 332 on base percentage at high A. Like, what is 776 OPS at high A? He's only 20, or he's 21 now. I just don't get it. 14 home runs is cool at 20, but see, like, this is where I'm confused. Like, really confused on this. Haven't seen Cavaco. No, I don't think he's going to be on it. So he is a shortstop. So shortstop premium for sure. But, like, I don't know. When you're comparing players like Liover Paguero and Andy Pages, who hit 30 home runs or 31 home runs at 20 years old in high A with a 400 on base percentage, like, I just don't get how you rank this player Like almost 20 spots higher or 15 spots higher. Maybe he's a Pirates fan. I don't know. There's a lot of Pirates in this. Brett Beatty at 52. This is a little low. I think it's a safe ranking just in case Brett Beatty, like, for whatever reason, doesn't pan out. But, like, let's see it. What does he say? I'm actually curious because Brett Beatty's one of my favorites. One of my favorite swings. Yes, he was old when he got drafted. Above average athleticism. Plus raw power. I mean, this is literally just... I'm confused. I don't know. That's pretty much just like his draft breakdown. All right. So we're at 51. Josh Lowe. I'm cool with Josh Lowe at 51. He's a little older, but he is a good player. I don't hate 51 for him. I'd have him lower, though. Kyle Harrison. This is a popular one. This is a popular one this year. Sorry. And he did really well last year. But I think it's a little bit of a reach still. But with what he did last year was pretty impressive. His strikeout rate was insane. The numbers weren't actually like blow me away numbers. They were good, though. 23 starts, 3.19 ERA at 19 years old in low A. Again, it's in low A. So, again, I think it's just a high ranking for someone that's only pitched in low A. But in 98 innings, he had 157 strikeouts. So, I get it. But... again, I'm just not crazy about ranking pitchers that only pitch in low A. Like, you're basically pitching high schoolers and, like, super young international prospects at that point. Reed Detmers at 49. Let's see. I mean, I don't consider Detmers a prospect either just because they already brought him up for 7 starts last year. I don't think he's going to really... do much like in the minors next year. They might keep him down for service time, but I like Cavalli more than Detmers, to be honest, just because his mechanics. But I mean, Detmers he has a lot of swing and miss potential, but he is terrible in the major leagues. They just rushed him. What the heck? This is crazy. We're starting to get to the... I like really was respecting this list for a while, and he's starting to lose me. He's starting to lose me a little bit here. I enjoy the bold stuff, I do, but like Jeremy Pena, he's 24 years old. Someone also had Jeremy Pena really high on a list I saw. It was like, I don't know if it was like, it was, I don't know, I can't remember what list it was. I never really heard of it, but I had him like number 14. But I mean, he's fine. 297. 363 on base percentage, 942 OPS, and 10 home runs. Basically at AAA and rookie ball. But, I mean, 944 OPS is nice. 944 OPS at AAA is nice. I just think it's a high ranking. If he was in like the 90s, I could be like, okay, that's fine, like good player. But, I don't know. We'll see. 47, Nick York. So this is low for me. I'm way high on Nick York now. I think he was like arguably like Volpe, Nick York, Everson, Pereira. Like those are probably like the best performers last year in the minor leagues as far as just crazy numbers. But like Nick York still hasn't played a ton of time outside of low A. Played 21 games at high A. Did amazing. But absolutely love him so far. 325 batting average, 412 on base percentage, 928 OPS, 14 home runs. And by the way, look how many home runs he had at the start of last year. I don't think he had a home run in the whole first month. Yeah, literally 0 home runs in the first month and hit 195. And he still hit 325. That's how good he did last year. He only had 1 home run in the first 2 months. Look at that. Batting average came up a lot, though. But from like, even here, only 2 home runs. Still batting average was crazy. But check out this. August and September, this dude just went like Super Saiyan. Like absolute crazy. Just nuts. 11 home runs in the last 2 months. I think it's low. Tristan Casas. I think York should be ranked above Casas, to be honest. I just think Nick York has, it's hard to say more complete game, but like I think there's less miss potential with York. He just has a really smooth swing. Casas could potentially be a home run, no run type player. I like Casas a lot. Like I've been on Casas since 2018 when he got drafted. I remember I actually pulled his base autograph. I still have it. But I mean, Casas has light tower power. Like absolutely ridiculous. He's like 6'4", 255, huge kid. Like, I mean, on my last video, I showed a couple of his home runs. They were silly. Absolutely silly. Like 500-foot home runs. It's one of the worst rankings in your opinion. York's hit tools are nuts. I agree. He should be, like, for me, at this point, York should be a top 20. Just with how good he did. Like, he had the kind of like blow me away first year numbers. Really quick bat on York. I agree. Does have pitch recognition problems, but he's legit. Hell, if he can hit 325 with pitch recognition problems, sign me up. Vidal Brujan at 45, that's just too high. We're not going to even look into Brujan. That's just too high. Like, he's like a 70 to 90 guy at this point, in my opinion. He's 24 years old. Really didn't do that good last year in AAA. Started off really hot and fell off super hard. Like, fell off a cliff. Edward Cabrera at 23 or at 44. I'm fine with it. Again, another guy that's not really a prospect anymore. He pitched a couple starts in the major leagues. Like I don't know. I don't really see him as a prospect anymore. He's going to graduate pretty quickly. Has all the stuff to be a stud. Who we got next? No. Rowdy Mauricio at 43? Bros. And I get it. Mauricio has upside. But you can't put someone even in the top. Like, he's a 90 guy at this point. Like, 80, 90 guy at this point. He had a 290 on base percentage last year. At 20 years old. At high A. Like, that is where you should be at 20 years old. You should be at high A or double A. And he had a 290 on base percentage. He did hit for power, which I enjoy. He had 20 home runs last year. But, like, come on. No. The dude hit 248. I mean, 248 could be worse with 20 home runs. But 296 on base percentage. Dude walked 26 times in 108 games. He struck out 112. I mean, the strikeout rate wasn't terrible, but, like, come on. I get it, the upside. But, like, if the dude's getting on base at under a 300 line in high A, what the heck is he going to do at the professional level? He's got a lot to learn. Yeah, like, how do you rank him above York, above Beatty, above a lot of Casas? Like, no. I like this ranking, though. Matos in the top 50. I think he's the first person to have Matos in his top 50. I have Matos in my top 50. Dude can just straight up hit. Absolutely really good. Doesn't strike out either. Like, walk 6% of the time. Only struck out 12% of the time. Like, extremely good bat to ball skills of the Matos. Probably arguably one of the best in the minor leagues. I like him at 42. Ooh, this is high. This is a high ranking. Brady House. I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued on this one. I don't hate it. And again, I am expecting to see some draft picks in this. Thoughts on Pete Crow Armstrong? We'll talk about him later. I like Pete Crow Armstrong a lot. I haven't seen him on this list. I don't think we're going to. But he's definitely top 100 worthy. So Brady House did really well. I actually don't like his swing, but it seems to work. At least so far. Did great. 322 batting average, 394 on base percentage, 970 OPS, 4 home runs in the first 16 games at rookie ball. Did great. 41 is, to me, I'm fine with it, I guess. Like, it's hard to hate on it because he did do really well. but he only played at rookie ball, so it's kind of like whatever at this point. Upside's there for sure. Khalil Watson at 40, I think, is a reach just because he's really small, but I mean, I think a lot of people have him in that 40 range. Like I wouldn't have him over, I don't know, actually. I mean, Khalil Watson, his only downside is his size. He's 5'9". But he's a really composed hitter, good defender. He's good at everything. It's literally just his size, and he has good power for his size. So, I mean, I don't hate it at 40. I think we're going to see a lot of these draft picks pretty high here. Henry Davis, another one. I like Henry Davis, 39. Maybe a reach, but I think I'd have him in like my 40 to 60 range at this point. What's up, Liam? Brady House the next Tulo? What, you're going to get hurt all the time? This list has a ton of stock in their defensive ability. I mean, it really depends what kind of list you're making, you know? Because, like, at the end of the day, if you're making a list for, like, how long these guys' careers are going to last, then I get why defense is important. So, Henry Davis at 39, I actually don't hate. He proved that he can hit a wood bat in the short time that he played last year. Really good defender. Arguably the best arm in the minor leagues. First overall pick. Like, I don't hate 39 at all. Michael Harris at 38. I think that's a little high. I probably have him in like 60 to 80 range-ish. Like, he's good, but he's not like, again, he's not like blow me away good to get inside the top 50. Because, I mean, 294 batting average is cool. 362 on base percentage is cool. 798 OPS only, though. So, pretty much a singles hitter. Did have 26 doubles, but, I mean, outside of that, out of his 110 hits, what is that? 36 of them were extra base hits. So, pretty low percentage there. Only 35 walks, too, in 101 games. Don't love that. I think it's a little high, but I know Michael Harris can hit. Brian Rocio. So, Rocio flew up these lists, and I've been a Rocio believer now for probably like 2 years. I actually think he's a good player. I don't agree that he's a top 50 yet, though. I do think he's good, but I don't think he's a top 50 good. He had an interesting year last year where he actually did better at Double-A than High-A, which was strange. He did really well at Double-A. 294, 360 on base percentage, 865 OPS, 6 home runs in those 44 games. Like, he's solid, but I think there's some prospects better than him at that number. 36, Jack Leiter. Heck, I mean, Jack Leiter looks unhittable. I get it. I want to see him play before I really have an opinion on him. But my opinion currently is that he's going to be really, really, really good. So that's fine. $35, Daniel Espino. That's high. That's really high. I don't agree with this one. Espino has really good stuff. There was gas. I think definitely a potential top righty arm, but like, I'm not ranking him ahead of DL Hall. I'm not ranking him in front of like I probably have Ronzi Contreras above him. A couple other, like Sixto I have above him. I think he's good, but 35's high. 35 is very high. Yeah, I kind of feel the same way, kick in the door. Like Lindor-esque, but I don't think he'll be Lindor. 34, George Kirby. I mean, he's pretty much consensus like a top 3 to 5 arm in the minors right now, so I'm cool at 34 with that. Just really, really awesome fastball with him with solid off speed. Yeah, exactly right here. Average 97.3 miles an hour with his fastball last year. Like, it's pretty much a consensus like top arm. So this is hilarious to me. So I like Max Meyer. I actually don't hate him at 33 at all. But what's hilarious to me is Keith Law didn't have Max Meyer in his top 100. And this dude's got him at 33. I find that funny. Side note. But I like Max Meyer. I think he's a good pitcher. I think he was the most like consistent arm from the draft. Like Cavalli was really good, but this guy was even better. He's not a huge strikeout guy, only 10.1 strikeouts per 9, which is not bad at all. But 2.41 ERA at AA, and he had 2 starts at AAA. Gave up what, like barely anything. Only 1 earned run and 2 starts at AAA. Like, he's just a good pitcher, Max Meyer. I'm fine with him at 33. Again, I don't love ranking pitch. Ooh, this is bold. I don't love ranking bold, or I don't like ranking pitchers and hitters on the same list, but if you have to, like, I like Meyer. Yeah, I like Espino's upside for sure. Definitely. I think Sixto is the next Jose Fernandez, though. I really do believe that. Jason Dominguez at 32 is very high. He didn't really drop him at all. If anything, he might have even brought him up from last year. And again, I'm kind of okay. Don't care. I'm kind of in the same spot with Dominguez right now. Like, he's still really young. He's only 19. For his first year in pro ball, I think he did fine. Like, it's kind of what you expect of an 18-year-old playing in low A. Like, did fine. 258 batting average, 346 on base percentage, 744 OPS, 5 home runs. Like, it's fine. It's just, it's not that Dominguez level we were all hoping for. That's high though. I still have him in my top 50 just in case he decides to go crazy, but I think barely out of the top 30 is a little high. Robert Hassel at 31. I'm cool with that. He did a lot of things right last year. He did a lot of things right. I see him as a leadoff hitter. I see him, Abrams, and Tatis being a nightmare for a lot of teams. Just a very complete hitter, and he's to me, when he got drafted, I said, okay, this guy's going to be a gap-to-gap guy, and that's pretty much what he was in his first year. He actually had a little more power than I thought. I did not expect him to hit 11 home runs, but he had 33 doubles, and that's what I see him doing. Just gap-to-gap, good speed, stole 34 bases, like, very solid prospect, Robert Hassel. Like, I'm fine with him there. Ooh, dropping Luciano to 30. I get it. Bobby Barrels, yes, sir. I get it, though. Marco Luciano at 30. What does he say about him? Number 7 on last year's list, thanks to his rare combination of bat speed, raw power. Luciano plays shortstop all year, but isn't sticking there. Projecting him as a decent third baseman. Others think he'll land in a corner outfield eventually. Crush low A. Yeah, 37% strikeout rate at high A. I mean, he struggled at high A, I agree. But 30 still, I think, is low for his, like, upside. Like, if you're going to rank upside, Marco Luciano's upside is still crazy. Jordan Lawler at 29. I mean, it's whatever. I hope he comes back from his injury and just does big things. But, I mean, he only played, like, 4 games. Can't really have an opinion on him yet. I do hope he's a baller, though, because I'm a D-backs fan. This is low on Brennan Davis for me. I am curious. So he's concerned about his strikeout rate. Okay. I mean, I believe that's fair. I think Brenton Davis is like a top 20, top 15 prospect at this point because he's proven that he just has like the clutch gene in his bloodstream. But I mean, it's fair. 118 strikeouts in 99 games. Like, there's opportunity there. If he can cut those down, watch out. That's a high ranking. Kyrie Ruiz. Wow. Okay. Again, he's not really a prospect in my mind anymore just because he's going to be the starting catcher for the Nationals this year. Offensive upside catcher. That's what he is. He's an offensive upside catcher. I mean, he's not a bad defensive catcher either, but he's definitely there for his bat. He did really well last year in AAA. I will say that. He did very well last year. Oh, this is Major League numbers. I mean, he probably has the highest upside, offensive upside for a catcher. And like I said, he did well last year. Combined for 310, 377 on base percentage, 993 OPS, 21 home runs. Like, the dude raked last year, straight up. 27 seems a little high for me just because he's 23 years old. But who knows? Maybe he keeps balling out. Diego Cartaya at 26. A lot of people are high on him. I get it. What he did last year was pretty crazy before he got hurt. 10 home runs in his first 31 games. I think 31 games is 31 games at low A isn't enough to warrant like a top 26. Like 50, fine. Like 40, 50 range I'm cool with, but I think that's a little high. Just because, I mean, he's only seen low A, you know? So hard to judge someone based off that. This is a high ranking. Oswald Peraza is a good player. I honestly like Everson Pereira more than him, and I actually think Peraza is going to be a trade piece for the Yankees. I've said that for the last year now, but he's good. 115 games, mostly at Double-A. We'll just focus on his Double-A season. 79 games, 295, 348 on base percentage, 815 OPS, 12 home runs. Like, good hitter. I don't think he's top 25 though. That's pretty high. Yeah, I mean, he's going to be playing with Soto. That can't hurt, right? Like that. Huh. This is a high ranking, though. This is a very high ranking. I do think Oswald Peraza is a good player. I think I had him at like my 48 pick or something, right around there on my list. I think he was in my top 50, but it was like barely on the edge or just outside of it. I can't remember. But he's a good player. It's just a little too high. I don't like this ranking at all. Like, at all. Zero amount of me likes that ranking of MJ Melendez at 24. 40's fine. 50's fine. 60's fine. 70's fine. Like, I get it. He had a really good year last year. He hit 41 home runs last year. But based on what I saw, it's very easy to hit at Omaha and in Northwest Arkansas. Everyone raked on those teams. Everyone did. I don't know whether it was bad pitching or just a very easy field to hit at. Everyone raked. But you have to look at his whole career. Yes, you can figure some things out, but like, this is the guy that hit 163 in 2019. Like, and I love MJ Melendez for this. I am a forever fan of MJ Melendez because he turned a 163 batting average season with a 260 on base percentage into a 288 with 41 home runs. Like, forever a fan of MJ Melendez. But I'm not putting him on that high. Like, what is the chances he gets brought up and he hits 219? Like, there's a legitimate opportunity that is a thing. But I mean, I'm all for rooting for MJ Melendez. I just think it's a high ranking. I agree on trade bait for Peraza. Yep. I think he's the perfect trade bait guy. Hey Ryan, just got here. Any cards prospect I missed? So far, I think we've only seen Liberatore. Liberatore is like 93 on this list. I think we're going to see some higher up, though. Still haven't seen Walker. Still haven't seen Gorman. So, expecting to see them soon. No, Hunter Green. All right. So, Hunter Green, I mean, there's not a lot to say about him. Throws gas. Hit 104 miles an hour once last year. Has good off speed. Like, if he can figure out command, he could be the best pitcher in the MLB. That's just what it is. Like, he could be Randy Johnson if he can figure out command. And his command honestly wasn't horrible last year at 3.3 walks per 9, but it's more than you want. Like, if someone like that can get down to like the 2 walks per 9, like, watch out. But obviously just learning control, learning how to spot his pitches, still there, but nasty stuff at 23. I don't hate the ranking. I don't hate him at 23. Again, I don't like ranking pitchers and hitters in the same list, but it's whatever. We haven't seen Miguel Vargas yet. I was hoping we're going to see him still. I guess we're not going to see him. That's rough. All right, 22, Marcelo Meyer. I mean, it's whatever. I think people are a little high on Meyer, to be honest. Like, I don't get how you rank. What was Lawler at? Lawler at 29, and you rank Meyer like 7 spots higher than him, and I don't really get it, I guess. He didn't do anything crazy in his first few games. I mean, obviously the talent's there. Don't have much of an opinion on him yet. I just think people are a little too high on him so far. Not to say he's not going to be a top prospect, but like I would have Nick York ranked higher than him. Oh, Nick agrees. He would have York higher than him too. Funny how that works sometimes. All right, 21, Corbin Carroll. I like it. Sucks he got hurt last year, but he's going to be a really good center fielder, super fast, leadoff hitter. I hope he stays healthy. I'm still looking to pick up a card of his just because I think he is very good. His bat-to-ball skills seem to be next level. Showed a little bit of power last year, too, before he got hurt. He hit like 2 home runs in his first 7 games or whatever it was. But we'll see. I like Corbin Carroll, though. I like him at 21. That's fine. I think Corbin Carroll is one of those guys. He was in my last video I made. I was like, if he comes out in balls this year, like he's going to be a top 10 prospect probably. Another guy is probably going to be a top 10 prospect if he balls. Zach Veen at 20. I think it's fine. I'm very high on Zach Veen. I know he's going to be hitting in Colorado, which for whatever reason people hate a lot, but I mean, he does a lot of things well. He's another guy similar to Nick York that started off the season like terrible and then ended up hitting 301 with a 399 on base percentage, 901 OPS, 15 home runs. Like pretty much copy and paste Nick York with how bad he was in the first like 2 months, and then went crazy. Did strike out a lot though, 126 strikeouts in 106 games. But I'm cool with it there. Thank you. Someone giving Josh Young some freaking respect. Thank you. I don't love that he's 24, but I mean, that's kind of what you get with college guys. Like, he has dealt with a couple setback, smaller injuries. But I mean, this is what you get. He's going to be 24 this year. He's going to debut. He's going to be an automatic, like, I mean, in my opinion, he's like a top 5 guy this year. I know the rookie class is massive this year, but I think Josh Young is someone that can be very special in that Rangers organization that looks to be very up and coming. He just rakes. Like, and I'm not just saying that because I have a big card of his. He's never not done really good. Like, combined 322 batting average, 394 on base percentage, 932 OPS, 21 home runs in 122 games. Like, last year, his power showed up, hit 19 home runs in 78 games while hitting 326 with a 398 on base percentage. And this is pretty much split between AA and AAA. Like, AAA last year, he hit 348 with a 1088 OPS, 9 home runs. Like, Josh Young, I mean, the rookie class, and I'm still going to make a top 5 for my prediction for Rookie of the Year next year, or this season. But Josh Young could easily win Rookie of the Year. If he comes up and just hits the way he can hit, like, he could easily win Rookie of the Year this year. Like, he's that good. Yes, Veen stole 36 bags, too. Forgot to mention that. Stole a lot. Young is Rookie of the Year this year. Let's go, Rangers. Dude, in my perfect future-telling mind, the Rangers are a World Series team in like 3 to 4 years, and Josh Young's hitting 3-hole for them. With, like, surrounded by Corey Seager and Marcus Semien, Josh Young's hitting 3-hole for him. That's the dream. 18, Nolan Gorman. So, I like Josh Young more than Nolan Gorman, but I like the age a little bit. 3 years younger is definitely nice for Nolan Gorman. I've been a fan of Nolan Gorman since he got drafted. He's a local Arizona guy. I remember I watched him play in the state championship game, and I was like, dang, this dude is definitely legit. And he got drafted in the first round. Because I was not surprised, but he's kind of just been really solid his whole career so far. Batting average numbers, not insane. Definitely strikes out. Cut down his strikeouts from last year, though. He had 152 strikeouts in 125 games. This year, only 115 and 119 games, so definitely improved there, and you can see that in his batting average. I want to see his on-base percentage go up. That's the only thing with Gorman for me. Like, if he can be more patient, take more walks, which I think he's gonna benefit from being at the pro level and having Nolan Arenado and Paul Goldschmidt in the same lineup as you. I think he's gonna benefit from that a lot. Because he's gonna have to he's gonna get pitches, and they're gonna be like, do I pitch to Paul Goldschmidt or Nolan Arenado, or do I pitch to this 21-year-old kid that hasn't proved himself? What up, Benny? Yeah, Cass has made the list. I think it was like in the 40. I would have hoped to see him a little bit higher. Him and York back to back. So if Gorman can increase his on base percentage, I think he'd be really, really good. Got a good swing, good power, crazy bat speed. Like, I like Nolan Gorman a lot. If he can increase his on base percentage, I think like sky's the limit. Jordan Walker at 17. This is a high ranking for Walker. The upside's there with him, though. I am kind of afraid. I'm kind of afraid with what his future looks like, though, in St. Louis. He might end up being like a crazy trade bait type guy, because I mean, unless he can learn how to play outfield, he's a third baseman and first baseman, like, and he's only really played third base so far. But his first year hit 317, 388 on base percentage, 936 OPS, 14 home runs in 82 games. Like, he's huge. He's 6'5", 220. Like, he did a lot of things well in his first year. I am just concerned about where he's going to play, because Arenado plays third and Paul Goldschmidt plays first. He's going to either have to learn the outfield, or they're going to have to get rid of someone, because Goldschmidt still has a couple years on his contract. And I don't think they're going to trade Arenado after they just got him. What was I going to look at? Contract. I think his contract's up in like, signed a 5-year deal, so I think he still has like 3 more years on his contract, or 2 more years. Yeah, through 2024. So he has this year, next year, and the year after that. So, I mean, you would hope Jordan Walker to be up by then. List means nothing. The season's going to happen. It's just a matter of when. There's no way they go the whole season without playing this year. You don't trade that type of talent. You trade to make room for it. So what do? You trade Paul Goldschmidt, put him at first base, or just hope that he can learn the outfield. I've read that Jordan Walker's like semi-athletic for how big he is. We'll see. No Asa Lacy. No Asa Lacy. Oh, there is a DH. Yes, the universal DH did get announced. So there is a spot for that. I would hate this, like, I like the DH. I think it's a good rule, but it would suck to see a prospect become an instant DH. Like, that sucks. Because, I mean, that just sucks. Be a DH for life. 16, Orelvis Martinez. This is a high ranking for Orelvis Martinez. I don't like this. I think he should be like right around Marco Luciano. Like, I would flip Luciano and Orelvis actually, but I think they're pretty similar players. Like, I don't see why he ranked Luciano 30, but Orelvis Martinez 16. And they pretty much had the exact same struggles. Like, pretty much exact same. Killed it at low A, and then went up to high A and sucked. So I don't really get it, but it is what it is. I think it's a high ranking, though. I would have him in like the 30 range, just for the upside. Goldie would move the DH first. Goldie's a good defender, though, at first base. Goldie plays a really good first base. Like, he has... How many gold gloves does Paul Goldschmidt have? He's got, like, 2 or something, right? Where do you see awards anymore these days? 1, 2, 3, 4. Hey, 1 gold glove last year. Got 4 gold gloves at first base. I don't think you take that off of first. Yeah. Sucks that Nick York got so expensive so quickly. I really want to pick up a Sapphire of his still. 15 Shane Baz again. Another guy I don't really think he's a prospect anymore, but I get it. He's definitely like him and Grayson Rodriguez are the top 2 arms in the minor leagues. And Baz, honestly, Baz is the safest one of them all because of his control. His control is stupid. Look at his control. So 78 innings, 113 strikeouts, so crazy K rate. But 13 walks in 78 innings. Absolute freak there. I'm so excited for Cass. It's got to be one of the most promising prospects the Sox have had. I love Cassis as well. I like Nick York more. Benny. I love Cassis, though. The dude, I hope he is that dude. I hope he just mashes baseballs every single at-bat. We're talking 3 years from now, not today. LOL. That's true. Yeah, I think we're probably going to see a lot of rotating with the DH. You're right. Especially with a team like, say, the Cardinals. I mean, you can have Arenado DH one day. You can have Jordan Walker play third. You can have Goldschmidt DH one day. You can have Walker play first. And then you can have Walker DH. Yeah, you can see some rotating. But, yeah, Baz's control is just ridiculous. I don't know how his command isn't like a 70. Dumb. Ooh. This is very high. I like Alek Thomas around 30. Around 30 to 50. And I like Alek Thomas, but I like Corbin Carroll more than Thomas. I think he's a good player. Don't get me wrong. Are you ranking Alek Thomas that high because you think he's going to be in the MLB for a long time, like I was kind of saying earlier? Or are you ranking him that high because you think his upside's that high? Because I don't think his upside's that high. Did hit 18 home runs last year, which was pretty freaking impressive, to be honest. 313 batting average, 394 on base percentage, 953 OPS. Gotta love the 18 home runs. Love the 29 doubles on top of that. Like, he's just a good player. Like, I like Alek Thomas. I think he's gonna be like a 290 batting average, like 360 on base percentage, like top of the lineup, like a perfect 2-hole hitter. Hits like 15 home runs a season. Like, I think he has a high floor, but like a lower ceiling. So I don't love him at 14 for that, but I get it. He's a good player. What up, D Porter? What's going on, man? Welcome, everyone. Welcome. We're getting to the juicy part of this list. Once we finish, I will be talking a little bit. I probably spent about half an hour just talking with you guys, going over other prospects and questions you guys might have, and we can just deep dive some players. Next up, where are we at? Did we pass anyone? Alek Thomas. All right, so we're getting O'Neal Cruz at 13. I think this is some psychopathic stuff here, to be honest. I think this is crazy to me. Sal Frelick. I like Sal Frelick. His size is questionable, though. He's small. That's like the only thing. We didn't see Sal Frelick on this list at all either. O'Neal Cruz is some psychopathic shit, in my opinion. Like, straight up, I don't know why the heck anyone would have him at 13. Every list has had him in like the top 15, which I love it because I have I've been on the O'Neal Cruz train for 3 years probably. But I don't know. He did good last year. He's a good offensive piece, has a good swing. 310 batting average, 375 on base percentage, 970 OPS, 17 home runs. The dude can hit. Can flat out hit. And if he can stay at shortstop, I get why he's that high ranked. I don't think he's going to stay at shortstop his whole career. I mean, he's 6'7". Love that. But I think, I don't know. To me, he just feels like a guy that could get isolated by like really good pitching. So we'll see. We'll see. The offensive upside's there. I just think it's a high ranking. I have him in my top 50, 100%. Just almost in your top 10, I think is crazy. And like I said, I've been a O'Neal Cruz fan for a long time. I actually sold his Bowman First Chrome autograph this year for like $100 because I needed to sell some cards. And I honestly, I didn't know what his future was going to be with that car accident he got in. I mean, killed someone. But I still have a lot of his stuff. I probably have like 4 or 5 autographs. I have a printing plate autograph of him from like Leaf. I think I showed that like 2 streams ago. But that's a high ranking. He's a Pittsburgh fan, I guess. All right. Noelvi Marte at 12, I'm fine with. Right outside the top 10 is right where Marte belongs. Another guy that, just like so many of these international prospects, they just have some fine-tuning to do. Like it's crazy how these top prospects from outside of the country are so similar and just how aggressive they are. And I love it. I love them for that, but hate them for that at the same time. Because, I mean, at 19 years old, you expect a top 20 prospect to absolutely dominate in low A, right? Played 99 games. He only hit 271. Like, 271, I know batting average isn't everything, but he only had a 368 on base percentage. I expected Marte to have like a 400 plus on base percentage, hit over 300. Like, that's just what I expected, I guess. Maybe my expectations are a little high, but he still had an 831 OPS. He hit 17 home runs. Like, the pop is there. His talent's there. He just has a little fine tuning to do. And again, he's only 19. I think he's a good player. I think he's another guy that, yeah, I mean, I just mentioned him in my list. It was like, if he has a good year, I mean, he's probably automatically going to be a top 10 prospect based off the guys that are going to fall off this list. But, like, he's going to be in the argument for, like, top prospect. Haven't seen Benny Montgomery at all. Sold my O'Neal stuff when he got in that crash. Yeah, I mean, that was the safe thing to do. I'm opening Chrome Update while watching. Just pulled the David Peterson X-Fractor Auto. Interesting. Nice. I pulled a Scott Kingery X-Fractor Auto out of Chrome Update back in, like, 2018. Pretty tough pull, that's for sure. Gabriel Moreno at 11. I think this is a high ranking. I get why he's there, but it's a high ranking. I get it. Upside, offensive upside at catcher is hard to come by, but I just need to see more. I need to see more first because, I mean, he's been pretty good his whole career offensively, but you just never know. Like, it's like almost too good to be true, right? That's just the feeling I have with Gabriel Moreno. I hope he balls out and stays that good. But I want to see a full season for sure at AA and AAA. So this year will be very telling for Moreno. But for right now, it's fine. It's fine. I don't know if I had him at 11, but probably like definitely top 20, maybe even top 15. Soderstrom, top 10. Wow. Okay. I like Soderstrom. I don't think he's going to stay at catcher, which hurts his value, in my opinion, getting away from that position, because I just don't think he's going to stay there. Maybe he will, maybe he won't, but 306 batting average, 390 on base percentage, 957 OPS, 12 home runs. I just don't get it, I guess. Like, not in a single lifetime I would rank Soderstrom higher than Robert Hassel or Zach Veen from that class. I think they both had better years. So that's interesting to me. Like you said, Zach Veen, pretty similar numbers, but then he had like 36 stolen bases on top of that. Like, that's interesting. That's interesting to me. Which prospect will be the next Acuna, Tatis, Vlad? I like this year's rookie class a lot. Like J-Rod, Bobby Witt Jr., Adley. Like, that could be like a big trio. Josh Young. You never know, though. I love Soderstrom, but him at 10 is psycho. Yeah. Yeah. I agree. Oops. All right. So, Tyler Soderstrom at 10. It's just high. It's just high for me. Top 50 for sure. Maybe top 30. All right. I was expecting this, so I'm not really mad about it anymore. I can get as mad as I want over people just drooling over Francisco Alvarez, but I'm used to it at this point. I don't agree at all. Again, for a top 10 prospect playing at high A, I just expect a lot better numbers. Played the majority of his season there. Hit 247 with a 351 on base percentage, 889 OPS, 22 home runs. Love the 22 home runs, but nothing else really excites me. 40 walks in 84 games is like okay. I mean, it's pretty solid. But I don't know. For a top 10 prospect, I just expect better, I guess. 22 home runs is great. But to have under a 900 OPS at high A, I don't know. I'm over it. I'm over getting upset over it because everyone has him there. I just don't like it. Love prospects. That is why I never sell first bowman auto too early. Yep. I will probably die with a lot of cards and lose a lot of money because I just won't. I'd rather not. Hey, my dog. Hi, bud. How are you? Make an appearance on the stream. Hi, bud. But yeah, what was I just talking about? But Francisco Alvarez, I don't know. It's still another guy where it's like, I need to see more. I need to see more before I put him in the top 10. Yeah, that power upside is crazy there. Hard to say as a Mets fan, but I think he's extremely overrated. I mean, the upside's 100% there. Oh, what I was saying was I'd rather lose money than miss out. Like, I made one mistake. I sold a Bobby Witt Jr. refractor auto last year, BGS 9.5 with a 10 for $1,000. And now it's like a $3,000 card. So I'm going to never sell Bowman autos again, basically. And again, I made a lot of money off that card. I only had about $100 into it, but still hurts. I think Witt Jr. can get that Cal Ripken Jr. love from All of America. Maybe. You guys know why catcher's value in the card market seems lower? It's because they break down quicker. I think that's part of it, Gary. I think that's part of it. I think it's also just you don't see a consistent play. They take a beating. Like catching and hitting they don't play every day. They get more rest days than most. And just to stay consistent, it's pretty much impossible. Like, it's basically impossible as a catcher. FaceTime my wife to show her doggo. Hey, what's up, RA? Still here. I like it. Thoughts on Ellie De La Cruz? I need to see what he does this year. I'm not crazy about him yet. Pretty much everyone has him in their top 100, which is fine. But I'm not crazy about him yet. I have to see what he can do first. Just seems like Adley Rutschman doesn't have high value in comparison to where he's ranked along with Joey Bart. I think Adley Rutschman is very good, though. Like, we'll get to Adley Rutschman. I think Adley Rutschman plays really good defense and hits really well, so I think that's why they are so hyped on him. But I also think he could transition to another position really easily. But yeah, it's weird. Catchers don't get a love a lot of the time. All right. 8 Wait, did I switch? No. All right. Grayson Rodriguez at 8, number 1 pitching prospect. I mean, I've been obsessed with him since 2018. Just really high K rate, throws gas, good slider, good curveball, solid changeup, like good pitcher. I think he's really good. So I'm cool with him there. Torkelson at 7. Okay, so there's gonna be someone different in this list. I'm thinking Abrams is probably above him then, which I don't agree with entirely, but Torkelson, I mean, this is my guy right here. I wish I had a deeper wallet so I could pick up a first auto of his currently, but I cannot. I mean, I watched him play in college. I watched him hit these numbers in college. It was crazy. But, I mean, basically got thrown to the Wolves this year, and he succeeded. Like, his numbers across the board aren't crazy when you look at them. Like, 276 batting average, 383 on base percentage, 935 OPS. Like, that, when you, like, hear those numbers, it's like, like, that's a good year, but it's not, like, a crazy year. Like, it's not first overall hype. But he hit 30 home runs. He had 29 doubles on top of that. Like, 114 strikeouts, 121 games. So, like, I mean, 114 strikeouts is a lot, but in 121 games, compared to a lot of people, that's pretty good. But, I mean, he got thrown to the Wolves. He really did. He played 31 games at high A, and they're like, okay, you killed it here. Let's move you up to double A, and then we move you up to triple A immediately. And literally his first season. So, I think with what they gave him, he proved his worth, and, I mean, 7's safe. 7's a safe spot. Oh, this is the different one. Okay. So this is the plot twist that Kylie threw in here. I don't love it, only because Volpe, he's only done it for 1 year. I mean, granted, Torque has 2, but Torque also has a lot of college numbers that back him up, arguably being the best hitter in the whole country. But Volpe had a crazy year last year. He really did. Insane season. 294 batting average, 423 on base percentage, 1027 OPS, 27 home runs. Like, he had an insane year. But he still hasn't hit double A, so that's why I don't like him at 6. I don't like him at 6 because he didn't do any of that in double A. Pretty much split time between low A and high A at 20 years old, which is fine. But I wouldn't have him on, like, right on the verge of the top 10, I think is cool. Like, top 15. But I don't have him, like, top 6 is a reach for sure. Definitely a reach. I feel the same way about Bobby Witt Jr. Wish I had some money to get some autos. Well, he could sell his auto and regret it. I'll trade you. Just kidding. I feel that, though. There's so many players these days. Bowman autos have gotten very expensive. Riley Green at 5, I'm cool with. I get why people are ranking Riley Green over Torque. I think Torque is a much more valuable hitter. But Riley Green's a 5-tool player. He might be the best 5-tool player on this list because the first year he plays a full season in the major leagues, he might win Gold Glove. That's how good he is at defense. And he just is really solid. 301 batting average, 387 on base percentage, 921 OPS, 24 home runs, 25 doubles on top of that. Stole 16 bases, only getting thrown out once. Like, the dude's just an absolute animal at the plate. Does strike out though. He swings his ass off inside the lines, and he struck out 153 times last year. So that is definitely in question, and that's a common theme with these younger guys. He's only 20 years old too. But I mean, I get it. Top 5. I like Riley Green a lot. I've liked Riley Green a lot for a long time. Side I missed the buying window on Green. Yeah. That's how I feel about a lot of these guys. Like, this last year, I stepped up my single card buying game, and I wish I would have done it like 2 years ago. Granted, I got a lot of great stuff this year, but I could have had a lot more things. Every year is a sneaky play. Got to study and find it. Yup. Makes sense. Great analysis. Catchers are by far my favorite position. even though they don't have that high of value. Yeah, I mean, I love catchers too. It's just they take a beating. Their careers don't last as long typically. All right. Anyways, CJ Abrams at 4. I just think it's high. I think it is high, and I had him on my list for prospects to buy before the season because I think he has a chance to be the number 1 prospect in baseball. I still think it gets weird to say, but I do think Abrams is a little overrated with his hype. And I was actually talking about this with, I can't remember who it was, someone in my YouTube comments yesterday. With Abrams' ceiling, right? Like, his ceiling is probably like if he hits his absolute ceiling, like he's basically the next like Ichiro, right? Like 200 hits a season, hits like 330 with like 10 home runs, maybe a little bit more than that. Steals like 50 bags. Like, if he hits his ceiling, he's an absolute animal of a top end of the lineup type player. But like, he doesn't have that it factor of like, damn, this dude hit a 460-foot home run. He didn't hit 30 home runs in a season. Like, he just doesn't have that. So that's the only reason I think he's overrated. Again, I just had him on my last video for prospects to buy because I do think there's a lot of opportunity with Abrams if you're into trying to make money with this hobby, because I think next year, or even at the halfway point of the season, when all these guys above him graduate, like, he might be the number 1 prospect, and it might be a good time to sell his cards. I don't know. It's hard to tell the future with Abrams, but I do think Abrams is really good. I think he's really good. And again, he started pretty slow. Let's look at this really quick. He only played 42 games. He got slid into at second base and like broke his, what is it, his femur? No, not his femur, his tibia. But he was kind of the same way. Like, first month, just like meh, 286. Second month, 304. Like, he was heating up. So who knows what his numbers would have looked like if he stayed healthy for that second half of the year. The thing that's crazy about Abrams, though, his bat-to-ball skills are insane. 36 strikeouts in 42 games. Like, and I think that was with a lot of them being in that first month. Like, he's a guy. I mean, it's pretty much impossible these days to walk more than you strike out, but like, his bat-to-ball skills are crazy. Abrams will develop 25 home run power. You think so? I mean, I'm all for it. We're on 4. Did I miss the first 96? LOL. Yes, you did. Unfortunately so. First refractors, PSA 10, only $50. I'll take that shot with Howard, like, talent. Who's that? Who's that, Nick? Oh, Ed Howard. Okay. Yeah, I think Ed Howard could be a really good candidate next year. Like, breakout. Julio at 3. Okay, so we got Adley, Bobby Witt, and Julio probably, right? I have a feeling he's gonna have Bobby Witt at number 1. I just have that feeling. So seeing Abrams in spring training this past year does encourage me that he could develop that type of power. But I still think it's tough. I think 25 is a reach. But he did hit 4 home runs in like 3 weeks in spring training. So it's not impossible. And they were like all opposite field home runs in stadiums that are bigger than Major League stadiums. So it's not impossible for sure. I mean, look at Jose Altuve. I mean, he's one of those guys that I can see Abrams be similar to Altuve. It's just he squares out the ball so often and just gets it going in the right angle at the right launch angle. Like, it's all you need in MLB, really. So, like, yeah, I mean, it's definitely doable. All right. Plot twist. The big shocker is one of Adley or Witt isn't on the list. If that happens, I'm literally turning off my computer. All right. So Julio Rodriguez at 3, I think, is crazy. I think Julio Rodriguez, I mean, they're all really good, the top 3. But, like, Julio Rodriguez is either number 1 or he's number 2. I have him at number 2 just because I think Adley's going to be just phenomenal his first season. Like, I think he just brings a lot more to the table as far as catching and calling a game. But Julio Rodriguez has everything. Like, this dude has the highest ceiling out of anyone on this top 100 list. Like, if every single person on this list hit their ceiling, this dude has numero uno ceiling. It just, like, he is literally, my dad's from Seattle and his best friend was in town. I was telling him about Julio Rodriguez during the Super Bowl. And I was like, if this dude hits his ceiling, he's literally Mike Trout. Like, he is that good. Like, look what he did last year. And this is between traveling and playing with the Olympics. 74 games, 347 batting average, 441 on base percentage, 1,000 OPS, 13 home runs. Like, there's not much to say. And I don't even think he's found his in-game power yet. Like, he has hit some crazy home runs. Like, in spring training last year, I remember he hit like a tank to left center. And then he like flicked the home run down the right field line. Like, I really don't even think he's like, that just shows how much power he does have. And I don't think he's found his power yet. Like I said, his ceiling, if he learns his in-game power, because he's massive, by the way. He's like, 180 is like the biggest bullshit I've ever seen on a player's description. Like, if Julio Rodriguez is 180, I weigh like 900 pounds. Like, we'll see what happens. I'm a huge J-Rod fan. He can definitely be that dude. That's for sure. J-Rod should be 1. He reminds me of Nelson Cruz, but super young and is much better at defense. Not to say J-Rod's like a phenomenal defender, but Nelson Cruz is ass at defense. Green over Abrams and J-Rod? What? That's crazy to me. That's crazy talk. Though I do like Green a lot. All right. So he does have Adley at number 1 then. So Bobby Witt Jr. at 2. I like Bobby Witt Jr. a lot. Apparently not enough to save his autograph. But I still have a nice Bobby Witt Jr. card. I have a PSA 10 Purple Mojo first of his that Dan sold to me. But Bobby Witt Jr. special. He's a 5-tool player again. I think Riley Green's still a stronger 5-tool player than him, but Bobby Witt Jr. is right there with him. Like, right there with him, 5 tools. And Bobby Witt Jr.'s ceiling's probably a little bit higher. Like, the dude hit 33 home runs last year in his first, like, real season in the minor leagues. It's crazy. He's the highest rated high schooler ever, I think. The only thing for me is he strikes out a lot. So I could see Bobby Witt Jr. at some point struggle, but if he keeps getting better, I mean, he's going to be the next, like you guys said, who's the next? Vlad, Acuna, Soto, like Bobby Witt Jr., Julio Rodriguez, and like, I mean, I don't want to put Adley in that because he's just a little bit older, but like, trying to think who else. Riley Green, Bobby Witt Jr., Julio Rodriguez, like that could be the trio right there. And Bobby Witt Jr. is good at everything, man. He did really good last year. I'd like to see him walk a little bit more. 51 walks in 123 games isn't bad, but like for like a top 3 prospect, 361 on base percentage isn't crazy. If you're hitting 33 home runs, it helps though. If you're hitting 33 home runs, it helps. Kind of reminds me of Tatis. What was his final line this year? Yeah, 360 on base percentage. Like almost perfect with a shit ton of home runs. So, I mean, Bobby Witt Jr. is nuts. Super good. And then Adley Rutschman at number 1. Let's see. What does he say? Basically saying wouldn't be surprised if he was the best catcher in baseball. But Adley Rutschman, you guys, and this is I go through this a lot. I feel like when I talk about Adley, but for if anyone's new to the stream and maybe just hasn't seen a couple of my videos where I talk about Adley. Look how good this guy is. So Adley Rutschman, first of all, calls a great game. Just like that dude calls a great game. Pitchers love pitching to him. I think that's huge for a catcher. He's also a good defender, but also his offensive upside's really good. So actually, before I go into this, talk about his overall stats really quick. So like this year, hit 285 with a 397 on base percentage and 899 OPS and 23 home runs for someone that was criticized for not being able to hit for power. So he put those rumors to bed last year. So I think he started swinging for more power last year. I'm curious if he like changes his approach a little bit or just gets better at hitting for power, kind of like molds it, because he's always been like a high average type guy, at least in college. But as far as his splits go, like look what he did like the first 3 months of the season. 400 on base percentage. And even before that, he kind of he had a slump at one point. I can't remember. I can't remember where it was. At one point, he had just like a silly on base percentage. It's like 460, like 427 after the first 2 months in AA. Anyways, what's crazy about him is how good he is at hitting right-handed. So versus left-handed pitcher as a right-handed batter. 84 games, 165 plate appearances, hit 350 with a 439 on base percentage, a 1060 OPS, and 7 home runs. Dude is very good at hitting right-handed, and then he hits for more power as a left-hander. If he raises these numbers, the 256 batting average and 377 on base percentage, which still isn't bad, from the left side, like, he's special. People value switch hitting so much, it's sickening. And I do think it's kind of, I don't want to say overrated, but I do think it's kind of crazy when people value switch hitting so much. But when you're good at both sides, it's hard not to. Like I watch Ketel Marte as a D-backs fan. And it's really impressive how good he is these days. Like Ketel Marte is probably, like in my opinion, as a right-handed hitter, that dude's like a top 10 hitter in baseball. Like it's insane how good Ketel Marte is at hitting right-handed. I wish he'd never hit left-handed sometimes. Yeah, Bryson Stott was 66, Andrew. Torque can hit 40 bombs. I'm a big Mauer guy. Reason why I'm out on catchers is that injury risk. Yeah, definitely more injury risk. You got 100 miles an hour coming at you on a daily basis these days. Shoot. One foul ball hits you in the finger, you're out for a month. I still say Witt and J-Rod have better hitting upsides. I agree. I agree with that 100%. Like I said, I think he's number one because he is a switch hitter, and people value that a lot. I have Adley as my number one just because I think he copy and paste, fits in anywhere, and does really well. I think with Bobby Witt Jr., there is a chance that, you know, he gets moved up next year and he could struggle. Like, it's a legitimate, it could happen. I mean, it can happen with anyone. Do I think he's going to figure it out eventually? Yes. Yes, I do. But I could see him struggling because, I mean, he strikes out a lot. Julio Rodriguez, I think he's another guy that copy and paste. Like, I think him and Adley are going to translate the best out of all of them. Josh Young, I will keep talking about Josh Young because I do think he's going to copy and paste really well into the MLB as well. But yeah, Adley and Julio are number 1 and 2 for me. Witt's number 3. But I mean, they're all interchangeable. They're all super special talents. It's just little different aspects from both of them. Can see Stott having similar season to Jonathan India last year. I agree with that. I like that. I like Stott. I think Stott. So the NL Rookie of the Year race is a lot less exciting than the AL one because pretty much every top prospect is in the AL. So Stott has a chance. He could win NL Rookie of the Year. Like that's not out of question for sure. Torque can probably hit 50 like Alonso. 100%. I am telling y'all, as a Spencer Torkelson stan, if Spencer Torkelson hits his ceiling, he's hitting at least 60 home runs in 1 year. If he hits his ceiling, he's hitting at least 60 home runs in 1 season in his career. If he hits his ceiling. I'm not saying he's going to, but if he does, and I hope he does, he's hitting 60 home runs 1 year. I agree. I think someone said that earlier, kicking the door. It might have been you, where Adley should literally just catch DH, catch DH, catch DH, catch DH. If they want to put him at first base, teach him first base, like, they should definitely preserve him and not use him too much at catcher. I agree. Abrams' ceiling is Albies. I think that's a strong comparison. I don't hate that at all. Guys, if you guys have not yet given this video a like, I would appreciate it a ton. It helps out my video and my channel a lot. Like, if there's anything you could do for my channel today is to like this video. It would be super helpful. But yeah, I'm pretty much done going through the list right now. So I'm going to just chill and talk to you guys now. So if you have any questions, I'm going to grab water really quick. But if you guys have any questions, let's just keep chatting it up for a little bit. Right now it's 2:08. I'm probably going to do this until about 2:30. So like 22 minutes. We'll just talk. 1 second. I am not going to lie. I'm drinking tap water. That came straight from the bathroom. I don't have the patience or time to run downstairs. Good for the soul. Who would you compare Veen to? Zach Veen. Shoot. Who does he compare him to? Let me see real quick. I'm so bad at thinking of comparisons like off the top of my head. I usually like Google like MLB players and see like a list of players. Matt Olson. I don't agree with that. That's weird. I mean, I guess his swing is kind of similar. No, I don't know. That's weird. Zach Veen. I mean, his swing's completely different. But like, I mean, he's a 5-tool outfielder, really, Zach Veen. He really is. So it's kind of like I mean, Griffey's probably a hair too far, but I mean, 5-tool outfielder with a ton of power upside, really fast, can steal bases. Like, I mean, kind of a Griffey-esque. Time to give up on Jeter Downs. Feel like maybe it is. He was terrible last year, that's for sure. He might bounce back this year. I wouldn't bet on it, though, that's for sure. Bellinger's a good... I like Bellinger a lot, actually. Bellinger's a good one. Good comparison. Cody Bellinger is insane, actually. I actually played against Cody Bellinger. I don't know if anyone in the stream knew that. Since Little League, I played against Cody Bellinger. I played against him all the way through high school. Graduated the same year. My twin brother actually beat him out for All City. How crazy is that? Or something like that. I can't remember exactly. Zach Veen, Justin Upton. I don't like that comparison. Kobe Miles, my pick this year for breakout. I mean, he did really well last year, though. I think last year was more of his breakout, though. I collect a random prospect every year. This year I chose Malvin Valdez. That is a random prospect. Let's see. Malvin Valdez, center fielder, 6'2", 178. Oh, he hasn't even came to the pros yet. I like it. All right. I'm all for it. I'm kind of right now looking for some cheap stuff. How was it playing against Bellinger? He was really small when we were younger. He was really small, but was really good and still had power, like Little League. And me and my brother were just like, this guy's gonna be really good if he ever grows. And then he grew. And then in high school, super good hitter, but couldn't find his power. He could never hit for power in games until he was at Rancho Cucamonga and like, what is that, high A for the Dodgers. I think he only hit 1 home run our senior year. Like, he just couldn't find his power, but I think he hit like 400. Very quickly, top 20. Let's do it. Zach Veen, Josh Young, Gorman, Walker, Relvis Martinez, Shane Baz, Alec Thomas, O'Neal Cruz, Noelve Marte, Gabriel Marino, top 10, Soderstrom, Alvarez, Rodriguez, Spencer Torkelson, Volpe, Riley Green, Abrams, J-Rod, Bobby Witt Jr., and Adley Rutschman. Which of the top 3 Mets prospects do you think are the best career? I'm a Brett Beatty guy. So that's my pick. I love Brett Beatty's swing. It's so freaking nice. Love Brett Beatty's swing. It's like my favorite swing in the minor leagues. So that's my pick. Like, I love his swing. So smooth. This has a very quick, not a lot of movement in his swing. Like my favorite swing in the minor leagues. Can go the other way. Where's a home run of his? I want to see it. Hey, oh, this isn't the Arizona Fall League All-Star game. Okay. That's a big field. I played at this field one time. This is a Salt Lake field. It's where the D-backs spring training is. It's a giant field. He just flicked that thing to the wall, too. If you're looking to buy a cheap prospect, I like the idea of Bubba Chandler. He's a first-round talent that went third because of his commit to Clemson. The new DH rule may help him as well as only $2. $2 refractors. I actually pulled Bubba Chandler's autograph. I sold it because my box was so terrible. But I'm curious if they let him hit. Definitely be interesting. Justin Foskey was not ranked. I forgot who wasn't ranked in this list. Who did they leave out? So Foskey wasn't on it. I still am waiting for Trevor Hauver to make the list. That's my freaking dude. I don't know why he's still getting held out over some guys. Who wasn't on this list? There was someone big that was left off this list that someone said earlier. Let me pull up. Yeah, the Pirates rankings were so weird. I don't know why everyone's so high on O'Neal Cruz randomly. Like, they weren't, and now they are. Favorite AZ prospect, Lawler? I mean, right now, I like Corbin Carroll. Well, honestly, Seth Beer, I like a lot. I think Seth Beer is going to be really good. But I mean, I hope Jordan Lawler is that guy. Miguel Vargas, that's who it was. How is Miguel Vargas not on this list? Like, that is straight, like, that is such a disservice to this man. He's not even on this one either. Like, how is this dude not in the top 100? 21 years old, 319, 380, 906. There are 23 home runs, 27 doubles. I don't know what did the Great Lakes Loons do to people to make them not like them? Like Miguel Vargas, Andy Pages made it, thank the Lord, but other lists he did not. Christian Hernandez. I mean, he's still really young. I can see why they kept him off. He's got some hype though. He did pretty good last year for his little debut. 285 batting average, 398 on base runners, 822 OPS, 5 home runs. I like Christian Hernandez. I know the Cubs are really hyped on him. All right, let's think. Who did they leave out? This is from last year's pipeline. I'm just trying to see who is not on it anymore that hasn't graduated already. No Emerson Hancock, which I found interesting because then he did pretty good when he did pitch. Yeah, 2.62 ERA. Got hurt, so I find that interesting. I don't think Emerson Hancock's been on anyone's top 100, and I'm not sure why. Is his injury that bad? Garrett Mitchell wasn't on anyone's top 100 either, which I thought he had a pretty good little year. Struggled at AA, so I guess everyone just took that as he sucks at baseball, but whatever. Jordan Groshans wasn't in the top 100, which I don't like personally being a Groshans guy, but I get it. Who do I want the D-backs to take in this year's draft? I mean, what's his name? Elijah something, isn't it? Elijah Green? Is that it? Is that his name? Is this him? I can't remember. Drew Jones. Yes, Elijah Green. That's who I want them to take. I want the D-back to take Elijah Green. What's up, Fuzzy? He had started at 66. But yeah, I really, really, really want the D-backs to draft Elijah Green. For me, I understand drafting like smart draft picks, like draft picks you think are for sure going to pan out. But like for me, if you're drafting in the first round, draft someone that if they pan out, they're going to be the freaking guy. Like the dude has a short swing. I really like Elijah Green, man. He just has crazy power. All right. What's up? What time is it? All right, I got 10 more minutes, you guys. Let's talk it up as much as we can for the next 10 minutes, and we're gonna get off. Well, was there anyone else that got snubbed? That's what we're looking at. We're currently looking at the 2021 pipeline to see who got snubbed from this list. Yeah, Nick Gonzalez is at 70. I think that was pretty low. Blaze Jordan wasn't on it. I agree. I think Blaze Jordan definitely deserves to be in the top 100. Pete Crow Armstrong, I would have in my top 100 personally. I get it because he pretty much missed his entire first year, but I still think he's better than some of these guys for sure. Termar Johnson. Ooh. This is why we keep y'all around. Oh, this is going to be a draft pick. Shortstop. Oh, that's the guy they said that the mock draft said the D-backs were going to take. Okay. Runs a 6.6 like that. Yes, Jose Miranda was on the list. He was 82. Where's Fuzzy? We know he has some hot takes. Hey, no picking on Fuzzy. Fuzzy's that dude. We all have hot takes. Mackenzie Gore was on the list. Tyler Freeman wasn't on the list. I think Tyler Freeman definitely inside the top 100. He's just a really good baseball player. So he wasn't on the list. But that doesn't surprise me. Like, Kylie, my bad. Kylie does not enjoy, like, just like overall good baseball players that are starting to get older. Like Tyler Freeman's not a guy with a lot of power. He's just good at everything. And he's starting to, what is he, 23 now, 22? 22. Jokenzie Noel was not on the list. Jairo Pomeranz deserves to be on the list. I agree. No one's had Pomeranz in the top 100. I don't know why. What farm systems do you think are the most well-run? I mean, Dodgers for hitting, gotta be, right? In like the last decade, they definitely developed the best hitting traditionally. The Rays pitching, Indians pitching, they do a really good job. I think the Yankees have a really good farm system too. I think they have some good coaching down there. Nick Lofton was not on it. You're right. Nolan Jones wasn't on it. Dropped him off, which, you know, I'm not a fan of that. I'm a Nolan Jones believer. I still think Nolan Jones is gonna be a stud. No one's had Xavier Edwards in their top 100, and I just don't really get it. But I mean, he's not a sexy player, that's for sure. Singles hitter. Drew Waiters not on it. Elliot Ramos not on it. Blazovic not on it. Bosky wasn't on it, which I thought was weird. Braylon Marquez is whatever. Sal Frelick wasn't on it. Bachman wasn't on it. McLean wasn't on it, which is fine. Draft picks. Montgomery wasn't on it, which I find weird. Like, Montgomery was really good in his 14-game debut. 340, 404 on base percentage. Didn't hit any home runs, but it is what it is. No Ryan Rollison. Okay. When are they going to come out with this 22 list? They usually start doing teams like one at a time. Looks like they haven't, though. Volpe was number 6. Volpe was number 6. What's up, Anthony? Dude, I'm happy for you, man. I would love to add Luciano first auto in my collection. That's awesome. I'm pumped for you. Eric Pena. I was actually looking at Eric Pena yesterday. I think his stuff is way too expensive. I know people think he's going to be the guy, but he was terrible this year. Like, his autograph is expensive. Got a 2011 Trout Diamond anniversary at PSA. Did you end up getting that card? When the heck are you getting that one back, RA? That's been a while. Where is it? Baby Acuna Brett, is that who you're talking about? Pena doesn't get very much love. You're right. $141 for green. That's actually not too bad. The stuff was really expensive when it first came out. $50. That's not bad. People are really high on him, though. People like Pena a lot. He was terrible this year, though. He's only 18, though, so very young. On stage 5, Super Express. Awesome. Definitely let me know. Definitely let me know what that gets. What's up, Marshall boys? How's it going? Send it with no insurance. I'm a psycho. Dude, I am on the opposite spectrum of most people. And tell me if you guys agree with me at all when you do this. When you sell a card or when you ship a card in general, like, this is how I see it, right? Like, we have Jordan Lawler refractor, right? This is how I see it. And that's probably horrible. Jordan Lawler refractor. This Heriberto Hernandez base card. They're both pieces of cardboard. They're going to ship the same. That's how I see it. The post office isn't going to handle it any differently because they think it's worth more. That's just how I see it. I have only bought insurance one time in 5 years in the hobby. And I've shipped multiple $1,000 cards. Nope, none of the Bowman Chrome guys. Coca, none of them. I was thinking about that the other day. I was looking into those guys yesterday. I've been trying to find, like, usually after Bowman Draft comes out, and the new year starts, I usually look at the past year and see who's just like a bargain. I was looking at some of those guys. A lot of those guys hold good value still. Huge Yankees fan, bleed pinstripes, but Volpe needs to show he can hit at a higher level than me to say top 10. He has a huge upside, but top 10, little premature. I agree 1,000% with that take. I agree with that. Number 6 is just a little high for not being in AA. Love Diamond Anniversary. I sent my Goldschmidt to SGC and I got a 10. Heck yeah. I have a Goldschmidt Diamond Anniversary. I love it. Love it so much. Definitely one of my favorite PC cards. 2021 Bowman design is dope. I do think the refractors look really good. When it's a clean card, it looks really nice. Like, when it's clean, this thing looks beautiful. I do like the design when it's clean, but the quality control is so bad. I actually really like the 2020 design too, but the centering is just like an absolute nightmare. Boston reminds me of Elvis Andrus. That's fair. Boston was pretty bad last year. Thanks everyone for providing such a fun prospecting community. I've really enjoyed the prospecting space and it has grown my love for baseball again. Dude, right? That's how I feel. Like, I've been in the hobby for 5 years, but I really didn't start diving really hard into prospects, honestly. I've been diving prospects for a couple years now, but like consistently following their games was last year, and it was just like a whole nother window that I've never really dove that deep into. I'm rooting for Boston, but God, he was awful last year. I have a few people like that. I have a couple of his cards that are raw, but nothing crazy. I'm getting a PSA order back this week, you guys. I'm excited. Got an Acuna optic out of 99 in there, rated rookie. A pretty good little order. What's the story with Patrick Bailey? Wasn't he supposed to be a stud? He was supposed to be a stud, but he was terrible at high A, so they brought him down. They demoted him. Oops. Yeah, so pretty much, I mean, he's never been that crazy good, even in college. Like, he was okay at NC State. Like, really good this year for the 17 games, and I think that's why he got drafted so high. But brought him to A-ball, Or I think they might have thrown him straight to high A, to be honest. And he was just terrible. Hit 185 and then dropped him down, and he did really well. He did really well in low A, but at 22 years old, like, you should do that in low A. So, I don't know. Did pretty good at the Arizona Fall League, though. Yeah, Boston needs to put on weight. I agree. There's so many prospects, I feel like. It's just like, me and my friend Dan were talking about this yesterday. Like, how do, like, Vladimir Guerrero Jr., right? 2020 was the first year he ever lifted weights in the offseason, and then he almost wins Triple Crown. It's like, how does one roll out of bed and hit the ball 900 feet? I just don't get that. And I worked my butt off in high school and college, and I could barely hit a 400 football. Like, it doesn't make sense. You have a Bobby Wood Jr. button auto. Honestly, my opinion right now, with anyone that's going to debut, wait until their debut hype. Just wait, because it's going to kick up their cards. It's going to. So, like, yeah, either sell right before he's going to debut. They're like, this is the day he's going to debut, so everyone's buying, or hold it if you think he's going to do good once he comes up, or sell it because you're questioning it. Found some guy on eBay trying to sell a Patrick Bailey base sapphire for like $150. He said, Bailey leads the NL in home runs next year. He'll be a millionaire. What the heck? That's crazy. That's hilarious, actually. All right, everyone. I actually have a few things to do. I got to get going here pretty soon. I'll stay on for like 2 more minutes. If anyone has any last minute questions or comments they want to throw in. Again, if you haven't liked the video, please like the video. We got 38 likes so far. I appreciate that. Definitely helps this video once it goes live on my channel. 6'3", 165. He is a string bean. Yeah, absolutely. That's how CJ Abrams is too. Like, he's so skinny. It's crazy to me that he's such a good hitter. Like, if CJ Abrams takes the weight room seriously, like, I could easily see him develop 25 home run power, but he has to really put on like weight. Ooh, you have that orange weight on auction right now? Nice. Gage Workman. Okay. Gage Workman's an ASU boy. I have his refractor auto, Gage Workman. So he went to Arizona State with Torque, played third base. He was a starting third baseman last year, I believe. Or 2 years ago now. He switch hitter as well. Right? I'm pretty sure he's a switch hitter. Yeah, bats both. So I'm not sold on Gage Workman. I do think he could be a good player. I just think it might take some time. Even at ASU, like, he wasn't that great. And that's the only thing that concerns me. Like, he was really good in 2019. This is when I watched him a lot. He was really good. Hit 330, 413 on base percentage, 941 OPS. It's good, but it's not like crazy good. Granted, it's in the Pac-12. It's a tough division. He was pretty bad in 2020. In 17 games, he kind of sucked. But I don't know. I think it's just going to take a little bit of time. I don't think he's ever going to be like a superstar, in my opinion. Just from watching him in college, like, he'll run into a ball every once in a while. Like, I think he hit for the cycle this year in one of his games. Very streaky. I will say that. Rank your top 5 firsts from 2021 Bowman Chrome and Draft. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. You're gonna make me do this right off the top of my head right now. I don't know if anyone from Bowman Chrome makes my list yet, to be honest. I don't think anyone from Bowman Chrome makes my list. They're all too young. They're all too young, haven't proven themselves at all. So I'd have to pretty much stick with draft. My top 5 from draft, obviously. I mean, Lawler's my number 1. Just because I mean, even going into the draft, I had him as ranked number 1. Now that he's a D-back, he's probably going to suck. He's probably going to be a bust, but still have him at number 1. Marcelo Meyer. I mean, number 3. I'm drawing the biggest blank ever right now. Who else is big in draft? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Who else is massive in draft? I have other players, but I know I'm going to skip one and sound like an idiot. So you have Henry Davis. You have Henry Davis is probably 3 for me. Probably. Who else? Oh my goodness. I guess I could just pull up the draft order. And it'll tell me who. Colton Cowser. Definitely Colton Cowser. I like Benny Montgomery too. So if I had to rank a top 5, and hear me out here, today, and I'm not going to include Brady House because he has no auto. And I don't think he'd be in my top 5 anyways. But in order, my favorites: Jordan Lawler, Colton Cowser, Marcelo Meyer. And I know I'm going to get heat for saying that. Henry Davis. And then all the way in the 2nd round, Aaron Zavala. Aaron Zavala is in my top 5. Benny Montgomery's there too, probably. Ooh, it's hard. That's hard. 5's hard. 10 would be way easier. I'm with you on Lawler. Dude, I had him ranked number 1 before the draft. I thought there was no way in hell the D-backs were going to get him. I love inside-out swings, and his has power. It usually results in very good outcomes. Christian Hernandez is your Andy Page's call from last year. You were definitely right on that one. I just hope Lawler bounces back from his injury. I hope it doesn't affect anyone. But if anyone isn't tracking Aaron Zavala, this is why I have him so highly ranked. I think I did this on my last live as well. But if you compare Spencer Torkelson and Aaron Zavala's years, and we'll do, it's only 17 games, so it's not as big of a deal here. But if you take Spencer Torkelson from 2019, full season, 57 games, hit 351 with a 446 on base percentage, 1153 OPS, and 23 home runs. Aaron Zavala, who only fell to the 2nd round because he had like a tumor in his neck, or has like a tumor in his neck or something crazy, where they literally thought he wasn't going to be able to play baseball again. And he ended up playing this year, which is awesome, but they like had a scare that he thought his career was going to be over because of it. Thought he was going to like lose ability to walk. But Aaron Zavala, in his last year at Oregon, same division, Pac-12, over 55 games, hit 392 with a 526 on base percentage, 1154 OPS, and 9 home runs. Basically was a better hitter than Torkelson minus the power. So, I mean, they pretty much even out, but freaky good numbers. So that's why I like Zavala a lot. And then Aaron Zavala actually did, I just had it up, but he did well in his first couple games too that he played this year. Played 22 games, hit 293 with a 419 on base percentage, 819 OPS, and he did hit his first home run. So then he did better at A ball than he did rookie ball. Hit 302 with a 433 on base percentage, 867 OPS in those 15 games. So I like Zavala a lot. Ola's Invicta out of 99 auto. Awesome. That's really cool. That's a hard pull. I've watched a lot of breaks. I haven't seen any Invicta autos. What's your biggest sleeper Bowman Chrome draft? Aaron Zavala. He's my biggest sleeper. Second rounder. It's hard to reach lower than second round sometimes. So Zavala is definitely my sleeper. Yes, I have claimed a redemption. It really depends on the player. But for example, I have a Luis Robert Bowman auto that I actually put in a couple weeks ago, and it's already just got delivered today, actually. So that'll be in my next mail day. So it only took about 2 weeks, maybe week and a half. But Topps is hit or miss, man. Topps is hit or miss, and if you have a Panini redemption, good luck. I still have Panini redemptions from 2017 I'm waiting on. But all right, everyone, I think that's going to do it for today's live stream. Again, I'm trying to do more of these. I'm trying to do these like either once a week, once every other week, just because it's fun. I don't have to edit the video either. It just gets posted straight to my channel. So if you have not yet already, please like the video. If you want to watch it again, go ahead and do that. But if anyone is watching this from YouTube, thank you so much for sticking around the whole time. Thank you for watching the video. Everyone in the stream, everyone at home watching just on YouTube, have a great rest of your day, okay? All right, everyone.